Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we will do, I was going to say an individual reading. I'm so used to the other stuff that I do. Today we will do a group reading for 17 to see what awaits for them this 2021. And I wanted to say thank you to everyone for being there for me by just looking at the videos, and hopefully you're enjoying all of those videos. And it's always nice to see you guys commenting how supportive you are of 17's future spouses, because that's the latest thing for 17 right now. So today we will talk about the current energy that the whole group has. The second one will be what it's in store for them in their career for 2021, and then we will have at the end some advice for the whole group as a whole, of course. And with that, we will get on to the first question. So let's see. At the moment, what is the current energy of all of 17? No cards are popping out. How is the whole group doing right now? Nothing is coming up. Let's see. How is 17 doing right now? Wait. Did anything flip? So let's start with those three. We have the Page of Swords, we have the Fool, and we have the Ace of Swords. So right away, I feel that all of 17 may be communicating on starting a new beginning. I think there have been rumors that 17 was going to have a comeback in January, potentially, possibly. And if that's the case, it feels like at the moment they're preparing and communicating probably concepts, ideas, or whatever it is that they're planning for this new year. Because we have the Page of Swords, and usually the page is a message or a beginning, of course, or a young idea. It could be maturity, but right now since it's swords and we have another one of swords, I feel like it's an idea. So it seems like right now the group is starting to brainstorm, draft ideas, and start communicating with each other what they're planning for this new year, as well as what they're planning for a potential comeback. And we have the Fool, so that tells me that seems like they're ready to take a big risk in something, which I'm not too sure, which we will ask in a little bit. It seems like they want to risk something. We have the Swords. Again, we have air energy, so that tells me that they're trying to ground and manifest whatever idea they have in mind with this Page of Swords. There's like communication going around the whole group, and we have the Fool, which tells me that they want to take a risk in taking something maybe not necessarily completely new, but something definitely out of their comfort zone, or something that a new beginning, right? So I think they want to do something that is supposed to mark 2021 for them, and it's supposed to be symbolic and important for them, and that's why they're communicating with each other a lot. And here we have the Ace of Swords, which in this case it feels like they're ready to have that new beginning. They're ready to communicate whatever it is, and it's very positive with them right now. So it feels like they're like working very hard to make it happen, but it's still like in the talking and planning stages. I think they haven't done anything too concrete with whatever concept, project, or idea they have in mind. But with that, I'm going to ask the Fool, what risk is 17 thinking of taking this year, I guess? Oh no! I thought I was gonna drop a card. I was gonna get so angry. We have the Five of Swords. So maybe like a fighter spirit type of song or concept. Maybe something that goes on lines of moving forward. I think that's Saturn in Leo. So, whoa. And we have the Wheel, so it kind of feels like they're trying to make... Never mind. Give me a second. I'm not too sure. One is Jupiter and one is Saturn, and right now my brain is just not functioning. But right now it feels like the group is trying to figure out something new, is trying to figure out like a message that feels faded, divine, and it's important, right? This is Jupiter. So they're trying to expand their ideas, they're trying to expand their horizons, but it feels faded. Like it feels like it's the right time to go ahead and do that. It feels like the wheels are turning and they're thinking of how to send this message, and the risk that they're taking is I feel like the risk is that they're trying to send like this fighter message. They're trying to send this very important faded divine message. I mean, it doesn't mean like they're like spiritually like let me connect to the source and get this message out to the people. No, not necessarily. It feels more like one of them, whoever it is, or maybe all of them, have like this feeling like, oh, I need to speak this truth, I need to say this, I want to show this concept and communicate this through music, and that's how it feels faded. Like they're following their heart, they're following their intuition in a way, and it can be something as simple as, I want to put out a message that motivates people to go forward and follow their dreams, or something like that. And I don't really know how that's at risk. I guess the risk, because a Fool tells me that you're starting a new beginning and you're following and trusting fate. So there's a whole chance that they're all kind of like, well, let's go with the flow of things, let's go with the mood and stuff. So how is the connection between all the 17 members right now? I don't know. So we have strength. I'll take strength like this. So we have strength, we have the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So why is the Page of Pentacles reversed? I just need one card. Eight of Cups reversed. So right now, it seems like the communication with the group right now, it feels like we have strength and the Ace of Wands. So many of them are ready to just take action. They feel rejuvenated. They feel prepared to move forward and take action in whatever plan they have in mind. But it's like a beginning as well. So I think it makes sense. It's 2021. It's barely the start of the year. So many of them are probably, the group as a whole is probably thinking of how to work together, what they want to take action towards, what plans they have in mind, maybe what ideas and concepts they have in mind for the year. Seems like right now it's a lot of like talking and group wise a lot of action. So probably a lot of them are working together to continue strengthening the group bonds, taking action towards something. It feels like many of them are trying to motivate each other to follow whatever goals they have in mind. And this Page of Pentacles reverse tells me that they may be not in the stage yet. Like, it doesn't feel like they're blocking that, but it feels like right now, all of 17 is not necessarily in the stage yet to materialize whatever ideas they have in mind. They're preparing their soul, their body, and they're talking about goals and stuff, but they're not ready yet to manifest that in a material sense, right? And I think they're not ready because we have the Eight of Cups reversed, and usually the Eight of Cups means someone that is leaving behind something that's not working for them anymore, something that's not serving them emotionally. But this Eight of Cups tells me that the fact that it's reversed tells me that many of them still have a lot of emotional baggage they have to go through, and that's where the strength in the Ace of Wands comes in. They're still going through a lot of things where they have to cleanse the soul, or emotions that they have to let go of and start to have that fresh start for 2021. And with that, I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Spiritual Animal deck, well, Oracle deck, to see how each individual member of 17 is doing. And I did this with Red Velvet, and there are only 5 members, so it wasn't too bad, but I don't know how I'm going to do it with all 13 members on the screen. So let's see. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Okay, so how is each individual member of 17 doing? Let's start with S Scoops, of course. S Scoops, how is he doing right now? Johan, Joshua. Okay. Now let's see the 96th line. See how is June doing right now. Hoshi, wait, Wonwoo, and Wusi. Okay, cool. How is the 97 line doing right now? I'm doing it by age order, so guess who's going in first? DK, Minkyu, D8, and then the last three. Sungkwan, Brennan, and Dino. Ooh, let's see if I can fit all of the cards. It just looks like it's a white canvas right in front of you guys, doesn't it? Well, let's see. So I'm going to turn the card, say whatever words come to mind, and then just move on. I don't want to go too in depth, because if that's the case, it will take me like half an hour. So how is S-Coups doing right now? We have the beaver. Damn it, they're all reversed. But we have the beaver, so that tells me that right now he's cute, fluffy, secure, getting that confidence. Maybe he's still in the dark and confused because he's trying to follow his heart, but there's a lot of things he has to cleanse before he can follow his heart. The other thing that I'm getting is that there's a lot of emotions coming forward, and he can't really block that anymore. So following his heart is going to be very difficult for him, but he has the strength, the power, and he's grounded enough to allow himself to swim and let himself go through those emotions, because we have water. So creativity, spirituality, and emotions are what he's dealing with right now at this moment. With Johan, we have the panther spirit. So that tells me that right now he's still there's fire, so he's passionate, he's going after what he wants and what he dreams of. There's this sense of aggression, or he's been a little bit aggressive, so he's still guarding his heart and defending his heart, not allowing anyone to look at it, not allowing anyone to see it. It seems like he's going through a very dark period as well, similar to S-Coups. The difference is that it seems like Johan is kind of like embracing that a little bit more, and because he's surrounded by a very difficult time, difficult period, confusion, frustration, and stress. That's what I'm getting with him. And there's green in his eyes, so he's not allowing himself to work or see the world through a loving place or filled with heart space. So he may be trying to calm down, or he may be doing a lot of hobbies to relax himself, but that's because he's distracting himself from the real issue. Then we have Joshua, he has the elephant. So again, another fiery energy. Joshua is going through all obstacles and taking down anything that's difficult for him, overcoming any challenge, difficulty, or obstacle. Once again, he is breaking through. Something tells me that Joshua is embracing himself and his energy. He's lighting up that flame, which could mean love as much as it could mean his soul to have the passion and desire to move forward and do what he wants. We have red in the third eye of the elephant, so that tells me that right now Joshua is grounding his spiritual side, could be, or like he's grounding that intuitive side that tells him, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that, right? And he doesn't really have a reason or an explanation as to why that's the case. Something like that. And the other thing is that he's a very good listener, and that's allowing him to follow his heart, or follow that unconscious side of him, right? The subconscious side of him that is telling him this is what we really want to do, and letting go of that ego in a way. He's like breaking through all of that darkness. Next we have June, and with that fish, again, another person that's going through a very dark period right now. That red moon tells me that he is also trying to ground his emotions. He's trying to, similar to S-Coups, they're both working in the emotional side. Joshua and Johan are working more in the strength and passionate side. That strength, trying to do something they're really looking forward to. But again, there's a lot of darkness, and that darkness tells me that a lot of them are going through confusion. A lot of them are going very deep into their subconscious. To me, darkness, or the absence of light, is my comfort zone in a way. That's usually, since I'm a visual learner, I close my eyes, and that's how I am able to connect with all of my emotions. And I think right now all of them are going through that. They're all like swimming very deep into who they truly are, and by that they have to ignore everything around themselves. So it's kind of like in a reflective period for all of them. And right now I'm seeing that June is going through the wave of emotions. He's going through a similar path of confusion and unknowns and difficulties, but the difference is that he's going towards the light. He's not dying, guys. He's going towards the light, so there's some hope, there's some happiness for him, and he's able to see it. This fish tells me that it could be Pisces, so there's a chance that he is feeling for everyone as much as he's feeling for himself. There's water, so there's a lot of emotions that are kind of clashing, going against each other, but it feels calm. So it feels like he's getting himself out of that darkness and out of that unknowns, and he's rooting his emotions. So that is helping him ground himself and work with his emotions instead of against. Next, we have Hoshi. So we have the elk. So we have finally reached the person that is actually not going through a difficult period. Out of all of them, Hoshi's very grounded right now. He's very centered. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get it, or how to overcome any issue. There's a lot of alpha male energy with Hoshi, so that tells me that he's very strong and a lot of masculine energy. So he's ready to just go for what he wants. Very grounded because we have earth energy. There's orange, yellow, and a little bit of red. So that tells me that right now Hoshi is filled with confidence and passion. So he's ready to get anything done. He's ready to go through any obstacle if necessary. There's this dark moon, so it tells me that he, unlike the others, Hoshi seems to be taking to his advantage any difficult moments he's going through as a learning lesson, as a message that could be used in his work. So like the concept that I feel they're going for this year, trying to show the difficulties of life and how people can heal from that. Like I feel that's kind of like they're taking like this fighter type of concept out, it feels like. So yeah, it seems like Hoshi's in a very good place compared to everybody else. Then we have Wonwoo. So we have the bear, so that tells me that he is a fighter as well. But to me, defeating a bear means overcoming an obstacle or getting rid of a fear. So to me right now, there's a sun, there's blue. So Wonwoo is very good right now at communicating how happy and optimistic he is. He's also very good at grounding that. So it seems like similar to like the whole energy that I've been feeling for Wonwoo this last year, 2020, for his individual reading, for the spouse one, and I forgot what other one I may have done, if any, the group one probably, I don't know. So with Wonwoo, I'm getting a lot of like he is in a very good energy. He feels powerful. He feels like he can overcome anything. There's no fears that are stopping him right now because he can talk to himself about them. So there's this trust and confidence that comes from him. There's the sun, so he's in a good place with himself. He knows how to work with the self, and this bluish energy tells me that he's very good at communicating whatever thoughts he has in mind and whatever issues he may have as well. And again, that earth energy tells me that he feels very powerful and grounded, or he feels powerful because he's grounded, if that makes sense. So one was doing pretty well for himself at the moment. And then for Wuxi, we have the mouse, so he's ready to work his butt off for this 2021. Well, right now he feels a little bit overwhelmed, he feels a little bit stressed, but he has, similar to the other guys, he's still going through a moment of confusion, unknowns, and not knowing where to take things, where to go next, or what path to take. But as a mouse, he has his crew of people he can work with to get stuff done. And also with the mouse, he feels cute, fluffy, he feels centered, concentrated, yet calm. Like, even though I kind of mentioned this with Wuxi as well, like he may be surrounded by darkness and confusion, but he's okay with that chaos. Like he lives for that chaos, for that mess. But we also have Earth, so he's very grounded, he knows where he's going, and he may feel a little bit small compared to the world he's surrounded with right now. There's a chance that that's because there's a lot of work to do, or he may be thinking there's a lot of things I have to get done, and I have a lot of things to be paying attention for, a lot of things to look out for, a lot of things to work on. To me, the mouse feels like a workaholic, which I think I mentioned that in Wuxi's reading. I don't know which one. And all of that light, we have yellows, a little bit of blue, red. So you see all of those lights. That tells me that he is very grounded, confident, rooted, and passionate. But right now he's using those tools to guide him down the path. Even though he doesn't know necessarily where he's going, he has faith that is wherever he has to end up. And if that's the case, he's doing pretty good for himself. Now we have DK. DK is a lion, guys. Right now he feels very confident, similar to Wonwoo. Very powerful, top dog. He's in his energy, fire energy, so he's ready to move forward. He's ready to take action. He's ready to do anything because he feels fulfilled, confident. There's optimism, passion, and grounded energy. That lion tells me that right now DK feels very proud of himself, very calm, relaxed, and ready to take action. He feels very good about himself. He may be feeling very good looking. He may be feeling very confident, I said confident like a bunch of times. So that tells me that he's overly confident, overly happy, yet calm. He's waiting to take action when it's right. And I think that's why we had the Wheel of Fortune earlier for the group general reading thingy, right? He is of those people that is waiting for the right time to take stuff out, and I don't necessarily know what he's waiting for or what he's waiting to take out, but that's the energy I get for DK. On to Mingyu. Mingyu right now is the Phoenix, so that tells me that Mingyu has reflected a lot and gotten through his passion of just moving forward, and the fire has burned anything that has to get rid of. That Phoenix energy tells me that that's similar to Wonwoo. Mingyu has let go of anything that is not serving him. He has let go of any emotions or actions or baggage that it's not working for him, and because of that he's able to rise from the ashes. So that tells me that Mingyu has gone through a period of reflection, very deep reflection that allows him to heal and burn of any baggage that he may have, any difficulties, confusion, or unknowns, and he's rising through that fire, coming to himself again, being his best self, being in the highest energy he possibly can, and he's ready to take action. Next, we have the 8 with the golden egg, so that tells me that he, similar to Mingyu, they're both in a very similar energy. Seems like the 97 line is feeling very powerful this 2021, which I guess it's their year, so that makes sense. We're in the year of the yachts. Makes total sense. And with the golden egg, I'm sensing that the 8 feels very powerful, very, very confident. As you see, this yellow feels like he's ready to hatch. Yes and no. Unlike Mingyu, that is like he's ready to move forward because he has done his reflection. To me, it feels like right now the 8 is reflecting. Right now, the 8 is still trying to figure out what he wants to do in the future, what he wants to get done, what are his goals for this year, and so on, so on. So if anything, it kind of feels like they're both very spiritually high up there, but right now the 8 is still like in the process of developing his ideas, his personality, his goals. So he hasn't necessarily hatched yet whatever idea he may have in mind. Next, we have Seungkwan. We have air. I was like, what symbol is that? So we have air, communication. I'm getting transformation. Yeah, communication is the biggest thing, right? Because we have the throat chakra, which is the blue, and then we have air. So communication, ideas, thoughts are very important for him. The connection with himself and the world outside of him. Because that dragonfly to me means someone that is transforming from the heart. So it feels like Seungkwan is learning how to communicate what he feels and how he thinks about things, or trying to understand how his emotions have a play or role in the way that he thinks, or the other way around. So he's transforming. Next, we have Vernon, which with the black egg. Again, another spiritual card, so this guy is very spiritual. We have another egg that is about to hatch. But with Vernon, it feels like he is going through a very spiritual journey, I guess you could say, because of all the purple. So he's opening his third eye, his understanding himself in a very deep level, his understanding his motives, his purpose, his thoughts, his emotions. But it also feels like he's learning from past baggage. He's learning from past, maybe even potentially past lives, if you guys believe in that. There's also a chance that he's connecting a lot with his spiritual side, even if he's not conscious of that. It seems like he's connecting very deeply into his subconscious, who he really is, letting go of the ego and entering down to his natural instincts, as well as but the natural instincts of his soul. So that what makes him him. I'm getting that he's also reflecting similarly to the 8, and he's like observing, what is it called? Like a little sponge. He's like collecting all of these negative things that could have happened to Vernon in the past, and trying to understand why things happened the way that they did, and what takeaways he can have from that. And that's why there's light around him, because he's slowly getting rid of all of that. He's transforming all of the negative to positive, all of the difficulties to lessons learned, and so on. And lastly, we have Dino. So we have the gazelle. So that tells me that Dino very innocent, pure, waiting, vulnerable. It feels like he feels very vulnerable right now. We have fire. So that tells me that he is ready to take action. As always, Dino is very passionate and confident, yet it doesn't feel very grounded, even though he's standing still. So similar to DK, it feels like Dino is standing still, waiting for something as well. But he has an eye out, or they both do. They both have like an eye out, ready to take action. But to me, it kind of feels like with Dino, is like there's this, he's very alert, ready to attack, ready to run. He's a fast-moving energy, someone that is like, I'm going to get this done, and just starts working and getting it done. So it feels like he's in that energy still. Dino also feels like someone that is in a very light place, similar to Hoshi. So there's not much baggage that Dino's dealing with right now. There's not a lot of confusion or unknowns. He seems to be very determined to just take action. And if anything, he's probably just waiting for the rest of the group to be on the same page so they can get working on whatever it is that the group is thinking of working. So that's the current energy for all of them. And with that all done, let's go on to question 2. Man, my throat is dying. And now let's get on to that second question, which is, what's in store for 17's career this 2021? So let's just get some general energies right now. Okay. So what's in store for 17's career this 2021? Okay. I don't know where to put my cards still. So let's see. So we have the Angel of Truth, the Angel of Visions, the Angel of Punishment, and the Left Eye Knowledge. So that tells me that right now, what's in store for 17's career is that they're going to be learning a lot this year. They're going to be finding a lot of truths about themselves, understanding themselves in a deeper level, because we have the Angel of Visions. So a lot of them are going to start following their heart in their career. And you might ask yourself, what do you mean by following their heart? I mean, they're going to start doing what they want to do, not necessarily what they feel they have to do, or following trends. They're going to follow what they feel motivated, what they feel called to do, what they feel happy to do, whatever motivates them to do, that's what they're doing. The Angel of Punishment tells me that they're going to go through many obstacles this year for their career, or it also tells me that many of them are going to get rid of a lot of baggage. And what I mean by baggage, I mean anything that's holding them back. It could be their past, it could be their fears of the future, it could be instability in the sense of they don't know how to work with themselves, or they don't know how to understand themselves. So any punishment. The Angel of Punishment tells me that they're going to get rid of a lot of things that is not working for them. The Left Eye, which is this card, tells me that a lot of them are going to work. They're going to get inner knowledge about themselves. They're going to get a better understanding of who they are. So there's a truth about themselves. They're going to start seeing their emotions. They're going to start connecting with their emotions. And this angel of truth tells me that they have like a light bulb idea. So it feels like there's this high thing about this comeback that I'm getting. It could be that in the comeback they're going to try to promote an idea of learn how to work with yourself, learn how to fight for any goal you have in mind, or continue moving forward. As much as it could be that that's the energy of the comeback they have, right? Try to learn the truth about themselves, trying to integrate that into their art, and then also have the whole thing of continue moving forward and being perseverant and determined to get whatever dream they have in mind, whatever goal, wish, or aspiration, that type of thing. So this angel of punishment is still getting my attention. So I feel that there's a lot of action is going to be taken in their career, and some of you may be thinking that the angel of punishment says that in 2021 17 is going to get a lot of scandals or a lot of things in trouble, or they're gonna get in trouble, or there's going to be a lot of issues and rumors and stuff. But to me it feels like this is more about them. It feels like it's more about them trying to learn who they are, try to like for each member to understand who they are, and that will help their career, because that knowledge that they're getting from learning about themselves and who they are and everything will be put into their music, into their art, into whatever thing they're going to do, and that will make their career shine even more, because it's them, and that's what counts, I guess. The energies that we have are Neptune, Mars, Scorpio, and I don't have space for that last one, and air. So the Mars and Neptune energy tell me that they're going to do a lot of things for, I guess, humanity, where they're going to work through a lot of unknowns, a lot of addictions, a lot of mysteries in life, because Neptune works with that Pisces energy, and that's kind of what I'm connecting to, I guess. So a lot of them are going to start doing what can we do to help people, what can we do to help ourselves. With addictions, many people may think of alcohol or drugs, but I'm talking about anything. So whatever, maybe an emotion that they don't want to let go of, or they feel they can't live without, or maybe it could be a habit that they do so much that it gets in the way of other stuff. So it could just be something that, it could be even a state of mind or a thought or a certain emotion that keeps popping up over and over, and it could work like that, I guess. Or the Neptune energy tells me that they're also going to connect a little bit more to themselves. There's like a huge emphasis with 17's reading that they're going to communicate with themselves, because then we have Scorpio energy on the other side, and that's all about transformations, intense energy. So it's going to be a very big transformative year to all of the 17 members in 2021, and I think is going to be reflected into their career, as well as it will be because of their career that they're learning so much. We have air, so they're going to be balancing. There's a sense of justice, there's a sense of communication that's very big, a sense of bringing new ideas forward. And then we have Mars, so that tells me that those ideas will be very important to their career, to their motivation, to their drive, to their passion, to their work. So it's going to be very important, whatever energy we have for them. Oh goodness. And with that, we're going to do the whole thing again of all of the 17 members, and I'm going to take out one card to see what's in store for each individual member's career this 2021. So you know, work with me. Let's see. So we have scopes, and there's another one. I'll take that. We have Johan's career for 2021, Joshua's career for 2021, June's career for 2021, I was thinking of Wonwoo, so Wonwoo's career, Hoshi's career, Wuxie's career, okay, DK, Mingyu. I'll take another one for Mingyu. I have to keep in mind whoever has two, right? And D8. Ugh. Okay. This one came up right. D8 career for 2021. Let's see the last ones. We have Sungkwon, Vernon, and Dino's career. Oh boy, it's gonna be a struggle. Let's see if I can remember. Put this one here. Put it like this so I remember. It's the struggle. Okay, so let's see. For S-Scoops, his career. Oi. For 2021, we have the 9 of Swords reverse and the 5 of Swords reverse. So a lot of communication and a lot... No, with S-Scoops, it doesn't feel like communication. It feels like his ideas and his thoughts. So we have this card's reversed. So that tells me that he's going to... Around the same time, he will get rid of this sense of betrayal, this sense of conflict, internal conflict. It feels like there's a lot of internalized thoughts and ideas that are stressing him out that he will get rid of in his career. So whatever ideas or thoughts that are getting in the way of his career, he's going to get rid of them this 2021. It's going to be very helpful for him to continue moving forward. There's a lot of blue, so I guess communication is important, but I think that he's just connecting with himself and talking to himself and trying to get rid of all that stress, all the frustration that may get in the way of his career. So I guess we have to keep in mind that he had a period in his career where he had to go away because of all the anxiety he was building up, and that anxiety is overthinking something sometimes, and in this case I feel like he's getting rid of that this 2021. And what I mean getting rid of that is whatever thought he has at the moment that is like stopping him, he's getting rid of that one. And let's see, with Johan we have the Wheel. So I feel that with Johan, there's a lot of beautiful things coming his way in his career, a lot of divine timing, a lot of working with other people, connections, a lot of life has your back type of energy. So whatever it is that Johan is wanting or aiming for in his career, life is working everything to end the cycle, begin a new one. So I feel like there's a lot of new projects for him, a lot of new beginnings for him, a lot of stability, grounding, and divine timing. So whenever time is right, things will happen. So a lot of the things that will happen for Johan this 2021 in his career is a lot of fated divine things, stuff that feels like it had to happen, as in past tense, has to happen. And then with Joshua we have the 3 of Swords. So I don't know what Joshua is going through right now, but it seems like it's difficult. We have the 3 of Swords, so it feels like a heartbreak. Usually the 3 of Swords means someone that's going through a very, very difficult time, getting rid of some heartbreak, ache, or anything that you can think of. And I think that's why, but that's for 2021. But I feel that it will kind of affect his career and not. So there's a chance that maybe there's someone that he likes that it kind of will, if it doesn't go right with that person, it will kind of affect his career a little bit. And with that, I feel his concentration, it will affect his concentration. It may affect his self-esteem a little bit in 2021. It feels like the upcoming year has a little bit of difficult things for Joshua, but I think that's because he currently has the energy of the elephant. So that tells me that he is moving forward very quickly and getting things done, so he will eventually encounter an obstacle that will be very difficult for him to just break through. And if that's the case, it may be a little bit too difficult or a bit too heavy for him in 2021. Nothing too crazy about his career, unless that obstacle is in his career, if that makes sense. Then it's gonna feel that for Joshua this 2021, he's gonna have a bit of difficulties getting rid of something that's like affecting him emotionally a little bit. But it's like a thought or idea. It's not a cups. So it's all in his head, I guess. Not that the problem is not real. It's just that it's affecting his way of thinking a little bit more than how he feels. Then for June's career, we have Death. Do not be alarmed. I know that everything is a little bit difficult right now, but with June, I'm getting that there's a lot of transformations going for him this 2021. So his career is going to transform very beautifully I feel, because again, there's this theme of June going towards the light, and I know it feels like I'm doing a reference to him dying. I'm not. What I mean is that he's going towards a more positive light. He is balancing, I feel, his feminine and masculine energy. There's a sense of grounding himself because of all the red. There's a lot of rooted energy. This death card is Pluto, so it's a big transformation. It is trying to be in his energy, trying to be himself, trying to be very genuine and honest with who he is. So in his career, he's one of those people, similar to S-Coops, I feel, that is going to transform into who they really are, into their truth, and be in that energy that makes them them. So seeing how we have Major Arcanas, Johann, and June, I was gonna say Joshua, and June are going through very big transformations in periods that they have to go through in their career. So it's kind of like turning points in a way, checkpoints. So things that they had to go through, and it's up to them how they take that. So now we have Hoshi, we have the Two of Wands. So similarly to the Elk energy, I don't know if you guys noticed that they were both facing the left. So it tells me that Hoshi's energy, and in 2021, he's going to be very focused, laser focused on expanding himself. He feels like he has the world in his hands, and all of that red tells me that he's very grounded and rooted and ready to move forward. Very passionate. We have Wands. So he has the motivation and the drive to just get things done, and he has a goal in mind. I don't know what goal it is necessarily, but he's looking in the direction of making that happen. It is going to help him transform because we have a butterfly, we have a 2, so he's going to balance, and we have big expansion. And I feel that he's going to bloom. So in 2021, it feels like Hoshi is going to bloom into his energy. He's going to transform into who he wants to be or what he's aiming for. And he is filled with the energy to make things done. So whatever action he has to take, he's going to take it. Next, we have Wonwoo. So for 2021, we have the Princess of Pentacles. So that tells me that he's going to be working very hard. Even if people don't notice it, because if you see that Knight does not appear in this one, but Wonwoo is going to be working very hard this 2021. He's going to be self-critical. So that tells me that he's going to try to improve himself as much as he can to be, who he wants to be, or to gain the skills that he feels like he has to for his career. It feels like he's going to be earning very well, or he's going to be able to materialize whatever ideas or thoughts he has, or he's going to be very good at using his skills in his career. So it's going to be a very good year for Wonwoo this 2021. Next, we have Wuxi. So we have the Sorceress or the Magician. So that tells me that this 2021, Wuxi is going to he may not feel it, or he may struggle a little bit to manifest and create anything he wants this 2021. But I think that's because everyone is going through transformations. Everyone in the group is going through their own. If the Tower was here, everyone's going through their Tower moment transformations, finding the truth of who they are and what they want to do in their life. It feels like this is like a very important time for 17, I guess. Individually, each one of them has a goal or a dream or something in mind that they're working very hard for. So to me, Wuxi feels like he may struggle a little bit to believe that he has the magic to just make anything happen and manifest anything. And for his career, that may get a little bit in the way. So I feel he's going to have a lot of like musical blockages, as in, like, how you have writer's block. So someone called it like artist block once, and I was like, what? Well, so whatever. So I think Wuxi in 2021 is gonna have a lot of difficulties to compose, maybe, because I think he's gonna be not necessarily overwhelmed, but I have a feeling that he's going to struggle a little bit with. Could it be understanding himself? I guess to believe that he can just do anything. So yeah, so it seems like Wuxi may struggle a little bit to take action and get things done, because he may feel very stuck, or he may feel like it's impossible to get anything done. Next, we have DK's career. So we have the 5 of Pentacles. So even though currently DK feels very good about himself, it feels like this 5 of Pentacles tells me that in 2021, DK will have a lot of moments where he has to do things on his own, or he will feel left out, or he will feel abandoned in his career. So he may feel like life is not working with him, or he may feel like in his career he's kind of put aside or pushed to the side, or he may feel like in his career he's not being as useful, or he feels like abandoned, or he may feel like life, spirit, or in a way, if you believe in God, like God is not on his side. Like he may feel like destiny is not with him, or he may feel like things are not going the way that he will want them, and because of that he feels a little bit left out in 2021 for his career. And then we have Mingyu, we have strength, and the 10 of Wands. So that tells me that in 2021 Mingyu's gonna have a lot of moments where he feels very burdened, or he may feel a lot of difficulties because he's ending cycles. He's continuing to transform, and in 2021 he's going to do that pretty much the whole year. Continue transforming and being in his, I guess, in the energy that makes Mingyu. And with the strength card, with the strength card, I'm getting that all of those difficulties, all of those burdens, all of that weight on Mingyu's shoulders is eventually going to go away. But that's because he's going to balance all of that, all of the punches life is throwing at him. Mingyu seems to be someone that is a very good fighter at whatever life brings him. And the strength card tells me that he's going to learn a lot and grow from all of those difficulties. And then for the 8, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which that tells me that he's going to be working very, very hard in 2021. It also feels like he's going to learn a lot and teach other people a lot from his own experiences, his skills, and his thoughts and knowledge. It also feels that the 8 may start collaborating with other people to work with him. It feels like there's a lot of companionship, a lot of partnership, a lot of union, a lot of friendships and business like relationships that are coming in the 8's way that is going to be very beneficial for his career. Then we have Seungkwan, and in his career for 2021 we have the Prince of Wands. So that's the Page of Wands. So that tells, but it's reversed. So that tells me that Seungkwan will find it a little bit difficult to find the right timing to get anything done. Usually the Page of Wands, specifically for this deck, tells me that it's someone that is waiting patiently for that message of life telling them go for it, just take action, you are ready for whatever obstacle is in front of you, you're ready to get anything done. And the fact that it's reversed tells me that one of two things: Seungkwan is very impatient, so he can't get things done, or he feels like it's not the right time to get anything done, or the fact that it's reversed tells me that he may find it very difficult this 2021 to hear that inner voice that tells him go for it, or to find the strength to get anything done, but to start new things. It feels, because usually the pages are like new baby energy that is ready. They're the messengers, I guess. So it's kind of like throwing in there the idea of getting something done, and then boom, you get it done. So it tells me that that in 2021 for Seungkwan's career, Seungkwan may find it very difficult to start anything new because it doesn't feel like it's the right time. He may not have the strength for it, or something like that, or he may be a little bit too impatient. Next we have Vernon. So for his career we have the Chariot, and that tells me that Cancer energy, so a lot of protective energy for him. He also feels that there's this sense of taking direction. So it seems like in 2021, Vernon will be offered a lot of options or a lot of ideas, and he may have to see what path he wants to take for his career. It's going to be a path that he will think about very deeply, because it's going to be very important for him. It feels like it's going to hit his emotions. It's going to be very big because we have another major arcana, so that tells me that it's not old business, it's not like a routine, it's like big choices that he's going to be making in 2021. It is going to affect his career path. Lastly, we have Dino, and we have the Six of Wands, which I am very happy. So the Six of Wands means victory. So in 2021, Dino's going to feel very successful. He's going to feel victorious. He's going to feel like he is getting things done. He's going to feel like he's getting the recognition he deserves. He's going to feel like he gets the attention necessary and needed for his career. So he's going to be very confident, very happy, and very successful this 2021 for his career. I don't see necessarily anything specific besides people paying attention to him, or people starting to notice his hard work, or starting to notice whatever projects or activities he has. So yeah, that's what I see for all of the individual 17 members, as well as all of 17 as a group, for their career in 2021. And with that, let's go on to the last one, which is any advice or help for the group. What advice do we have for 17 for this 2021? I continue hearing the words, or like I continue hearing a sound which makes me think like a river is going to break a dam. So it feels like emotions are going to be overflowing like crazy this 2021. Or like it feels like something big is coming. I don't know what that would be, but something is. But anyway, let's see what cards we have for 17. Take those three. What healing messages do we have for them? I feel a very soothing, calming energy going through me right now. Almost sleepy. Maybe I'm just tired. All that tea got me tired. Let's go for it. I feel like so overwhelmed. Like I feel like a lot of ideas and thoughts have to be said. So let's start with the swan. We have the swan spirit, time for a deep dive. So I do feel like many of them are going to start connecting very deeply with their emotions, starting to get to know themselves a little bit better, trying to understand what they really want in life or what they're aiming for. It feels like it's very important for all of them to get in touch with their heart, and because we have pink and blue, so it's like communicating with themselves and what their heart wants. It's very important. It also says sing your own song, so that tells me that many of them have to start, like the advice is that for 2021 it is better for them to start doing what they want to do, what they love to do, what they feel comfortable and confident doing, and also what they don't feel too comfortable doing. So when I mean not comfortable is like if there's something they're afraid of, getting rid of that fear and just going for what they want. So going out of their comfort zone. Then we have the seahorse spirit, watch and wait. So for many of them it's going to be like whatever decisions they take now are going to be very important for them in 2021. So if anything, it's kind of like if life says prepared for 2021, and if they do, they will be very successful because they will be able to overcome anything life encounters. Save me. Oh my goodness. So they will be able to overcome any difficulties they encounter or any difficulties life throws at them. And when I mean difficulties, I'm not thinking that life is like, oh, let me make it hard on you on purpose. No, it's like hard. Oh my goodness. It's like life is going to just do their thing, give everyone whatever lessons they have to learn, whatever gifts they need or want or deserve, or whatever rewards or whatever. And if that's the case, they just need, all of the 17 members have to be prepared to, one, accept those gifts if they want them, of course. Also being able to acknowledge the rewards life wants to give them, and if there's any difficulties, be able to overcome any of them. So they just have to watch for things to just happen sometimes. Again, we have the electric eel, and I say again because I got it in my previous video, which is bring your ideas to life. So I think with many of them, it's like do what you feel comfortable with, do what your heart calls you out to do, and then wait so you have the tools, the skills, and the moment and everything, and then start bringing those ideas to life. So think about it, is like feel it, think about it, take action, and then ground that energy. And what I mean ground is like start taking action to manifest and make it physical, 3D, and materialize whatever ideas they have in mind. Then we have the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. So I do think that for many of them, they will have to let go of a lot of ideas, again, states of feeling and being that they have to get rid of or set a healthy boundary. So let's say that there's some of them that are very, very hard on themselves, and because of that, sometimes it gets in the way of being able to work with other people, or it gets in the way of them achieving anything because of those fears of, I'm not good enough, I don't have the skills, I need to work more. And because of that, they don't take action towards their dream. They're still stuck in the planning stages, right? So to me, it feels that set healthy boundaries could be, let's say one of the members is that self-critical person, and that healthy boundary is, okay, maybe I shouldn't be too harsh on myself. Let me just go and chase that dream and make it real. So I think that's a set healthy boundary. So whatever ideas and thoughts they have of themselves is also something they have to set healthy boundaries with or about. Next, we have the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stinks. So I do feel that it's going to be very difficult. Not very, but sometimes they will have bumps in the road, and it's going to be difficult for the members. I think many of them are going to be going through so many transformations that I wouldn't be surprised if they start clashing with personalities, ideas, or it could affect their career. And if that's the case, it could affect their work, it could affect how they feel and see things, and if that's the case, it could affect their career, and I do sense a little bit of conflict within the group, but it's not necessarily because they don't like each other. It's more like, what's wrong with you, man? Get it together. That type of energy. So I feel like many of them will be going through semi-difficult moments, trying to find themselves and trying to center themselves, and also they're starting to reach a point where many of them are going to start thinking, where do I go from now as individuals, right? Not because they want to separate from the group as much as they have to start thinking of how are they going to survive or how they're going to balance the group and themselves, if that makes sense. So life stinks sometimes, so it's telling them it's going to be a bit difficult and hard. And then we have the embrace the in-between. So I feel that in this case, it does feel like the spiritual and the physical, but it also feels like finding the middle ground. So finding the middle ground between their career and themselves, trying to find the middle ground between their emotions and their logical side, trying to find the middle ground of everything. So it's okay to be in the gray zone. All they have to do is know where they're coming from and where they're going, so like that they don't lose themselves. So there's nothing wrong with being in the unknown as long as they know how it works, as long as they never lose themselves and who they are. As long as they keep sight of that, they'll be okay. Next, we have the beaver spirit, lay a solid foundation. So I do feel that many of them have to find the gray zone, or to be in that gray zone, in that middle zone of like, not this way or the other, we can do both and we can do none at the same time. They need to lay a solid foundation, and that solid foundation is knowing exactly who they are as individuals and knowing how they can work that out as a group. So it does feel a lot like understanding who they are, as much as understanding the situation they're in, understanding their goals, so where they want to go. So it does feel like laying a solid foundation for many of them means understanding who they are and grounding themselves and centering themselves, and that will help them go through any difficult moment. So even kind of like with Wusi and the mouse card that he got, he's currently in the energy where he doesn't know where he's going, he doesn't know what path to take, but he's guiding himself with his with the skill, by carrying the skills that he has, by understanding who he is and where he wants to go. So even if he doesn't know how to get there, he at least trusts that he will end up where he wants to be. And that's kind of like the solid foundation. You know who you are, you know what you're capable of, and then you trust that you'll be able to go and achieve whatever dream you have in mind. So that's kind of like what I'm getting. Then we have the moth spirit, surrender now. So I do feel that with many of them is like, you need to start trusting your heart. You need to get to know yourself. You need to start doing all of that, because this a period of transformation that is going to be 2021 is going to be very difficult. Yes, 2020 was a difficult year because the whole world stopped in a way, and a lot of reflection was going through everyone. But in 2021 is a moment where energy is going to go very quickly, and you have to start taking action, because things are moving so quickly. If you wish for something, it's going to happen and you have to be ready for it. So you have to surrender now. Tells me that many of them have to have that solid foundation, because changes are going to happen, good or bad. Change is happening, and you have to be ready for it, because the only way you can survive when you have change after change after change after change is just knowing who you are and where you're going. Then we have the frog spirit, clear out the clutter, the whole thing of understanding who they are, getting rid of that baggage that it seems like many of them are in that current energy of having to let go of the past, having to let go of energies that doesn't work for them, having to let go of things that get in the way of their career or what they're aiming for, their goals and themselves. Clear out the clutter. So whatever things in their heart, they have to get rid of anything that's too heavy. Whatever stress, frustrations, fears, get rid of all of that or learn to work with it. Next, we have the badger spirit, so be fearless and bold. So yeah, I do feel that, again, letting go of those fears means that you have to. What, am I doing a personal reading? What the hell? With a group reading, it feels like many of them have to start letting go of whatever they felt they didn't have the skills for, whatever they felt they were not ready for, so like that they can just get it done. Not in a way of like done and over with, more as in like so they can finally accomplish that dream and be successful in whatever it is that they set themselves to do. Next, we have the ant spirit, time to collaborate. So I do feel that it is about time that maybe the members start working with other people, or individuals start working with each other. So maybe more mixed units could be a good idea, as well as it could be just having duets and collaborations with other people outside of 17. It could be very helpful, very beneficial, as much as I also feel like, you know, when you have someone you can talk to about your issues, that could be something very important for the 17 members, since many of them are going through transformations this 2021. Next, we have my throat is going insane because I feel like I'm like okay, anyways, we have the spider spirit, and it says make your dreams real. So I do have a feeling that many of them in 2021 are going to accomplish a lot of goals they had in mind, a lot of ideas that we're aiming to accomplish, and I think that's because many of them are going through those transformations that will allow them to get those things a lot easier and without much of the struggle, because they're already working on that right now. So they'll be able to accept the gifts life wants to give them, and they'll be able to get things done. So we have another repeat from the previous video, which is the otter spirit, you are never alone. So I do feel that with the time of collaboration, that you are never alone, it kind of shows that there's always someone with them, there's always someone protecting them and working with them, and always someone that is ready to hear them out if they ever need it. And I feel that this is very important because, again, many of them are going to go through many transformations, and because of that, it's going to be the whole thing of you should have other people with you, so whenever you have a difficult time, you can go ahead and ask for help. You can go ahead and have someone to listen to your issues or listen to your problems, and it will be very beneficial, so like that everyone can help each other out, get themselves out of difficult moments, because those transformations are not going to be as easy. And then we have the last card, the last advice, which is trust in divine detours. So there are going to be many times that the group may want to do something, but then it doesn't work out, or it's too difficult to manifest into the material world, and because of that, they have to trust that things happen for a reason. And if it seems like it's going against them, or it may seem like it's not in their favor, or it's not for their good, it is for their good. It could be a lesson that has to be learned, as much as it's like we had to get rid of this opportunity that you thought was very good for you, because we're about to give you another one that one of two things: it's even better, or it doesn't seem that good right now, but it's helping you lay the foundation for something even better. So I do feel that this year it's a year of transformations, as them 17 as individuals, but as well as the whole group is going to go through transformations. And it may not seem, life is working with them and bringing them gifts, a lot of good things, but at first it may not seem that way, or it may not feel that way, because transformation and preparing yourself and getting to know yourself could be very difficult, because that means working with your shadow self, and the shadow self is usually a part of ourselves that we don't acknowledge, which could be good things, as well as it could be things that we don't want to acknowledge because they're difficult to deal with. So let's say someone has a very hot temper and you don't want to deal with that because you start getting mad, and it's one of those things that it's kind of, it's kind of counterintuitive. You're like, oh, I'm not hot tempered. What do you mean? But they're already getting annoyed, and it's like, you're not hot tempered. So it kind of feels like many of them are going to go through difficult things because they're about to see the good, the bad, and the ugly side of themselves, and that will help them know how to work with other people, how to work with themselves, and maybe even understand why some of the things that they want don't get accomplished, which could simply be because they're just too afraid to make them happen. And that could be holding them back. It's not even live being like, oh, I'm gonna get on your way. It's like they're getting on their own way. So yeah, I'll leave that there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. What was I going to say? I feel like my head is somewhere else and not with me. I don't know why. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining. Who knows what's going to happen this year, but if anything of what I mentioned seemed to actually go around and happen, well, I will have to watch my video again, because I was channeling in such a way that my brain stopped functioning on the second question. It's not easy to, I guess, connect to all 13 energies and read individually. At one point, I was just like, whatever comes out, I just trust that it's a good, loving message of truth and healing. And with that, I'll leave you guys. I think I said already, thank you for watching. Love and healing from my part to you. And I hope 2021 has a lot of good things for you as well. And a lot of beautiful moments that you can appreciate and probably relax a little bit, since 2020 was a bit difficult. So yeah. Thank you for everything, and see you on the next one.